My biggest problem before meeting y'all was where do I get new patients? And so for the last 2 or 3 years, that's really been what I've focused on. How do we get more new patients? How do we get more new patients? And I would just feel like I would beat my head against a wall because I literally just couldn't find anything. But I know that there's way more people out there in San Antonio that we can help. It's a ridiculously small number of people for us to be seeing. So for me personally, it was frustrating. We had gotten an email. She had gotten an email on her business account from y'all saying, like, could you take more new patients? And so she forwards like those kind of things to me, and I instantly deleted it. I'm used to just saying no to everything. And for some reason, I saw a countdown of like 30 seconds to undo a delete in my Gmail. And for some reason, I was like, I should probably look into it. So I undeleted it. Well, this seems like something that we should check out. So that's how it is one of the biggest impacts that I've ever seen in my life for me not saying no to something, which is really cool.
What?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's what it boils.
man.
What y'all have done and all the people that we get to help because of Chiro Jump happened for me because I didn't say no. I changed.
Yeah.
So from y'all specifically, it's been 72 new patients in the first 12 weeks that we were with you guys. We had not seen over 50 new patients since 2013. Total is around $74,000 that it's generated so far.
Let's go.
And, I mean, it literally
Man.
it has changed the trajectory of our life. It's really the offer that you come up with
Yeah.
is just a game changer. Never seen anything like it. So yes, y'all have brought in new patients, but we also are using the offer that y'all created we did like
Yeah.
a Christmas card special that we've always done, but it blew it out of the water using that offer. I'm desperately trying to find another chiropractor because we are so slammed, and we just
Let's go.
hired another part-time person, and soon we'll be having to hire another full-time person. And my name is Joshua Peterson. I'm the COO of Peterson Chiropractic. So I'm not a chiropractor. I have the opportunity to run the office for my brother and our associate doctor. We've been in business for 40 years. We've been in San Antonio for 40 years. Our dad started our office. I've been in the office for 26 years, and my brother and I took over ownership back in like 2017, 2018. That's a little bit about who we are.
Love it. Love it. What was your situation before we started working together? So looking at like pre-November.
Sure. I would say it was like it had flatlined ultimately. So we were doing good, but we weren't growing, if that makes sense. So
Right.
previously we had like 3 or 4 years of 10% or more growth. At the end of 2025, we probably had like a 3 to 5% growth. So
Mm.
we were doing well. We are $1 million practice 2 years in a row, but we did not reach our goals last year, and we were just not doing as well as we wanted to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. What were some of the numbers? How many new patients were you seeing at the time, if you can recall? And so revenue kind of just flatlined. How many new patients was that going down? Was that
Yeah,
flatlining as well?
I think that we were averaging. It was either 24 or 28 new patients a month, which is
Okay.
fine. But we had a goal of 36 a month, so that's a big difference for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. How was like because I know the practice is a family owned practice, which is so awesome. How was it like kind of making the whole dynamic in the team feel, just seeing that, hey, we're growing, and then all of a sudden, things taper off for a year?
Yeah. I think like fine. Honestly, to answer your question. So my wife also works in the office. And so the main like leadership in the office is Dr. Tim, my wife, and myself. And it's fine to be fine, but we're not really okay with just being fine. We always want
Hmm.
to grow. We're big believers in the concept of green and growing or ripe and rotting. And so for us to yeah, I don't think that you're just staying stagnant. So if we weren't
Yeah.
better, then we're not growing. And if we're not growing, then we're rotting. So
Yeah.
it felt fine.
Yeah. Was that more mentally challenging than anything? Like just like, man, what is going on? Or was that like not challenging in the mental capacity either?
So for me personally, one of my biggest roles in the office is how do we bring in more new patients? We realized
Mm.
surprisingly not that long ago, but definitely a couple years ago, that the number one flywheel generator for us in the office is new patients.
Hmm.
And so for the last 2 or 3 years, that's really been what I've focused on. How do we get more new patients? How do we get more new patients? And I would just feel like I would beat my head against a wall because I literally just couldn't find anything. Like we were just and don't get me wrong, seeing 20 to 30 new patients a month is again
Yeah.
something that will keep us at $1 million practice relatively easily.
Hmm.
But I know that there's way more people out there in San Antonio that we can help.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculously small number of people for us to be seeing. So for me personally,
Yeah.
it was frustrating. Um, And again, so it's not like we were suffering. We weren't suffering at all. We're a
Hmm.
very profitable office. We get to help a lot of people, but we wanted to help more people.
Yeah. Yeah. What a blessing it is to have this problem. But at the same time, also, it's like, man, what's going on? Why are things not moving forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally hear you. How did kind of bridging to like, how did you find us initially? Like, walk me through like you finding us and what were your thoughts kind of as we start to meet and everything?
This is my favorite part of the story, and I don't know if I told you this from the beginning. So my sister also does marketing for us, and
Yeah.
we had gotten an email. She had gotten an email on her business account from y'all saying, like, could you take more new patients? And so she forwards like those kind of things to me, and I
Hmm.
instantly deleted it. Deleted the email. And I am used to just saying no to everything. And for some
Yeah.
reason, I have a countdown of like 30 seconds to undo a delete in my Gmail. And for some reason, I was like, I
What?
should probably look into it. So I undeleted it. And so,
That's crazy.
yeah, I found y'all's website. I had my sister respond to the email, but nobody actually, I don't think, like she sent a really weird response to y'all. And so I went on your email, or I mean, I went on your website, and the
Yeah.
first thing that stood out to me was in your core values, you talk about Christ. And I was like, okay,
Mm.
well, this is a little bit different. We're proudly a Christian office.
Yeah.
Not very many companies stand on that. So that really sets y'all
Hmm.
apart. So I decided to investigate further. And so I looked at your Google reviews, and the first review on there was from Dr. Tracy Rush.
Mm.
And we were part of AMC for 20 years, so we know Dr. Rush. And then I saw Kyle Block on there as well. And then I found on your website their testimonials, and I was like, okay, well, this seems like something that we should check out. So that's how I
Yeah.
you. And from
That's
the very
crazy.
yeah, isn't it awesome? I love it. It's honestly it's one of the biggest and obviously we'll talk about how y'all have made a difference in our office.
Yeah.
But it is one of the biggest impacts that I've ever seen in my life for me not saying no to something, which is really cool.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it boils.
Man.
What y'all have done and all the people that we get to help because of Cairo Jump happened for me because I didn't say no. I changed
Yeah.
my no to a yes, or at least a maybe. You know what I mean?
It's like those kind of things that actually make me just like sit and pause and like that's just totally like a God thing. Like who second guesses and does the undo email and then goes in like that's just what you know what I mean? Like that's
And then
crazy.
receive the kind of blessing that we received from it. You know what I mean? I mean, it literally
Man.
it has changed the trajectory of our life. We'll get into it again, but I
Yeah.
am desperately trying to find another chiropractor because we are so slammed, and we just
Let's go.
hired another part-time person, and soon we'll be having to hire another full-time person. And
Yeah.
yeah, these are
Let's do it.
my
Yeah.
my biggest problem before meeting y'all was where do I get new patients? Like that
Mm.
is what I was trying to solve. So we
Yeah.
solved that in finding y'all. And now my biggest problem is how do we continue to make sure that everybody who is serving all these patients is not overwhelmed, and
Mm.
not saying uncle ultimately. Mhm.
What were some of like the doubts and fears that you had before like saying like, hey, let's rock and roll?
Yeah.
Were those all handled by seeing the testimonials and by seeing who we've worked with, or what was that like?
I would say a little bit. It was definitely cool that y'all had worked with AMC docs because our system is definitely different than the average
Hmm.
chiropractor. So that gave me confidence. But also part of it was just a leap of faith. We had worked with mainly one other social media company. And I think social media companies, well, and any like Google ad companies are really good at selling promises. And so, I mean, I just had to like take it for what it was, honestly.
Yeah.
To me, it was a gamble that was worth making.
Yeah.
Hearing that the AMC system worked with Dr. Kyle and Dr. Tracy were definitely encouragements that, okay, well, this is worth
Yeah.
us investing the initial amount to see
Yeah.
if y'all were what
Yeah.
you talked about. So,
Okay. No, that makes so much sense. And could you walk me through actually a little bit before we dive into like the kind of everything that's happening in the practice? Could you walk me through where are we at now when it comes to metrics? Like how has the last 12 weeks of advertising really gone?
yeah, so we are ridiculously slammed. So from y'all specifically, it's been 72 new patients in the first 12 weeks that we were with you guys. Um, for for the new patients though, part of like, and I don't know how much you get into this with people that you're talking to right off the bat, but to me, besides y'all screening people, it's really the offer that you come up with
Mm. Yeah.
is just a game changer. Never seen anything like it. So yes, y'all have brought in new patients, but we also are using the offer that y'all created for. We did like
Yeah.
a Christmas card special that we've always done, but it blew it out of the water using that offer. My sister going out and doing her marketing, she uses the same offer. I use the same.
Let's go.
So in December, we saw 54 new patients.
What?
So
That's insane.
that's what we had not seen over 50 new patients since 2013. I had to look back through a lot of stats to find
What?
when we had seen that. And then in January, we saw 66 new patients. 66 new patients. So it
Is
clearly,
that an all-time high?
yeah, that's way more than we've ever.
Wow.
So yeah, so just rocking and rolling as far as new patients go.
Yeah.
Again, a lot has to do. Y'all are bringing in the majority of those, but also just the offer that y'all created for us that we can extend to
Yeah.
people that we're marketing to. It is an offer that people
Yeah.
can't say no to.
Yeah. Wow. And how has that impacted the back end? So what does that look like? Patients come in, how have conversions been? How is the revenue looking? Can you walk me through some of those numbers too?
Sure. So conversions could be improved upon for actual stats. Just so you know, I think that our Cairo Jump people had it would like percentage wise. I think it was like a 33% start rate for the
Mm,
people that came in
mhm,
December. We haven't finalized January yet. Still, we've
mhm.
still got some outstanding people. But it was a little bit slower of a start rate overall. I think we had like a
Yeah.
45% start rate. So to give you a perspective of the people that started, but we still had 20 people start care in December. And then January is doing much better already, both PyroJump people and other people. Again, I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit more, but JoJo is awesome at coaching. And so one of the many things that we worked on together is the space
Yeah.
between our new patients and the reports.
Mm,
And I am
yeah.
currently testing out doing a single report. With AMC, we do a first report and a second report,
Yeah.
but I've got Dr. Tim doing single reports right now, and kind of doing part of the first report as a close to the new patient appointment.
Mm,
And so far, it's going awesome. I think done 4 of them, and 3 of those are
yeah.
so
Let's go.
I think part of the low start rate was the season. Like Christmas season isn't always the best, right?
Yeah.
Or people actually committing, they have other things on their mind. But also we're scheduling like we do because we're so slammed, we're trying to find spots to put in these reports. And
Mhm.
I hadn't communicated effectively to my staff that these need to get in really quick. So
Right.
somebody may not be scheduled for their first report for 6 or 7 days, and then they may not schedule for their second report for another 6 or 7 days. So, I mean, you're talking about
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks out from their initial phone call with you guys.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, so we're working on that, and that's changing. But yeah, I think in January, I think we officially had 21 or 22 people start in January, as well. So yeah,
Let's go. That's huge.
yeah.
That's huge. How has that impacted like revenue numbers when it comes to patients from ChiroJump, patients outside ChiroJump? Like what have you seen in practice like on the back end metrics?
Yeah, from the stats that y'all have gathered for us, because y'all do a better job at tracking the chiropractic people specifically. We have had 15 people start care from ChiroJump, and 2 people prepaid, and then the other 13 are on a payment plan. So I think the
Yeah.
total is around $74,000 that it's generated so far.
Let's go. Yeah, from about $4,000 in ad spend,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. And just for some context too, we have of the 72 patients that were booked, 37 are still in the process. So
yeah,
it's not like 15 converted out of the 72. Like we still have a lot of people still in the process of walking through.
correct.
Um,
Can I tell you one of my favorite things too?
please.
So I guess I set this up in the beginning with y'all, but I get a text message every time that somebody schedules, and my phone
Yeah.
is constantly getting text message of new patients scheduling through ChiroJump, and I just love it.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, I'm just chilling on the weekend, right? It's like Friday, Saturday, and I'm not working, and 3 new patients just scheduled. It's so awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love to know what were some of the other things you noticed when you started that were different about what you've done before that just like that you've really appreciated about our process and the way we do things?
Yeah, honestly, everything. From the very beginning in my interactions with you, I felt very heard and encouraged. And then to the way that y'all schedule the people and
Mm,
like ultimately screen them to see,
yeah,
that is a huge, huge difference. And honestly, that's why I chose to give y'all a chance, really. Um,
yeah,
I think that you could do like a crazy stupid ad like we have that will attract everybody, and then my staff is just overwhelmed with terrible phone
right.
calls, and so y'all doing all of the phone calls for us and actually qualifying these people
Yeah,
has been just awesome. So one of the other big things that JoJo, and I don't know if I should say this or not because I don't know that JoJo will want to do this with everybody, but JoJo has helped me to create a new phone script for new patients. So
Okay.
ultimately taking the concept of what y'all do for doing a phone consult
Yeah.
for people. And so we've been working over the last couple months or the last couple weeks, and I think it's pretty finalized. So now I just need to train the staff on
Yeah.
how to do it. But because
Yeah.
you have done such a great job screening out these people, I want to translate it to the screening people that call to schedule here. So
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. What are some of the other things, I guess, that were surprising that maybe we didn't even talk about it, on the initial calls that you and I had
yeah.
before getting into the program and everything like that?
Um, so two things. One is what I've mentioned kind of throughout this conversation of just
Yeah.
how amazing of a coach JoJo is. So, I mean, y'all are totally babies, right? I talked to you about that in the beginning. Like y'all are super young. JoJo is how old
Yeah.
is JoJo? He's like 20.
JoJo's 21.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I am 45. I've been doing for 26 years. And JoJo just is amazing at communicating ultimately all of the Hormozy stuff, right? I
Yeah.
talked to you about that early on that I had just been introduced
Mhm.
to Hormozy and his stuff. And y'all know it. Y'all know it really well. And you can help me to learn how to utilize
Mm.
that, whether it's utilizing it in our phone script or in our consultation or our reports. The whole thing translates really well. I don't know how y'all learned it
Yeah.
well, but y'all did a really great job coaching us on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was one thing, and then so again, I don't know if you'll, like, show this on the recording, but the ad that y'all do is so weird, honestly, like, and y'all have pretty much run the same ad for us the whole time, I think, and I don't know if you know which one it is, but it's just a random picture of a room with, like, a massage table looking thing, and it says, like, "Helotes women wanted for, like, wellness
Yeah.
whatever." So it totally like that.
Yeah.
It is such an odd ad. Obviously, y'all figured out something, but when we first started running it, we would have like actually my sister who does marketing. She was like, "Did you
Yeah.
see this? Is this us?" Because it's like it's totally not us, right? It's totally different
Yeah.
than everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and we had patients be like, "Hey, is this you guys? Because it says that it's you, but it doesn't seem like it's y'all."
It doesn't look like yeah.
So, and I think that that's obviously that's part of what y'all learned that worked.
Mhm.
There's another, like, popular chiropractor in San Antonio, and they have a really good chiropractic office, and they're busy and stuff, and it's funny, I've been seeing their Facebook ads, and it's the 2 it's videos of the 2 doctors doing their thing, doing adjustments and doing their stretches, and it just looks
Yeah.
so stupid. It looks like every other chiropractor's ad. There's nobody
Yeah.
is running an ad that stands out like y'all are running an ad.
That's so funny. That's so funny. We're literally I know Mark is tested a lot with like I just know Mark is already he's testing a lot with you guys.
Yeah.
If that is the ad you're seeing and there's probably some small changes, but if that's the one you're seeing, the results must be just much better with that
Yeah.
than anything else he's testing, which is it's so funny to me because a lot of people are focused on like, I think this is going to do well, or I
Yeah.
don't think this is going to do well. And it's
Right.
like, ultimately, I have no clue because like you would not expect just a random image to do well. And you're
Yeah.
just like, obviously something is working.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a lot about testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share about like your experience with us and maybe what it's allowing you to start to do in the practice? I'd love to get like a fast forward. You mentioned earlier that there were some other things that you wanted to share about the trajectory of the practice now.
Yeah. So when I first started talking to you guys, we had already started looking at opening up a new office at another location, and so that continues to move forward. And so our plan was to to share our 2 doctors that we currently have
Yeah.
in this location and that location, and then also to send one of our staff from here to there. We were definitely well enough staffed that we could do that, and that's not the
Yeah.
case at all anymore. So we are not well enough staffed currently to sustain what we're doing at our current office, let alone to be able to send people to another location. So we're most likely, so we're looking at open up new location in August. And honestly, we probably, if y'all keep doing what you've been doing, we'll have to hire 2 new chiropractors by August. Like, I mean,
That's
really,
crazy.
I'm searching for one right now. We'll probably hire them and try to hire another one within the next couple
Yeah.
for that. And then same thing, we just hired a part-time staff member to help the doctors process all of the like paperwork and
Yeah.
stuff for these new patients. It takes them, 15 or 20 minutes to put together their reports, right? And so if they're seeing 50 or 60 new patients a month, and they have to do all these reports, and they have to do all of the new patient stuff,
Yeah.
slammed busy. So we hired a part-time person, and then really quickly we're going to have to hire at least another full-time person so that we can send one of us to the location, and then also
Wow.
like looking at running this ad, whether it's like a little bit more location specific or expanding budget for it, it definitely gives me super confidence when we open up the new location that we're not
Yeah.
lacking new patients over there. So
Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go. That's so awesome to hear. I didn't even know this part of how things have been going. And that's actually so cool to see that you're like, we might need to hire 2 people.
Yeah.
Sorry for slowing down the expansion plans, but it's kind of
No,
like,
well,
it's a
and
good thing.
yeah, I don't it should not slow down the expansion plans. We're
Yeah.
still on the timeline for that. It just makes it different.
I would love to know, is there anything else? I guess how's the rest of the team taken been excited about the difference? I know you've always been the one on the new patient side. How are people taking the growth and how things are looking? I'd love to know.
Yeah. So mostly good. So definitely my office manager, myself, and my brother, the main chiropractor, absolutely love it. My other staff who's been here for a really long time loves it. Um, but the front desk staff and the doctors are just slammed busy. So I feel like they are somewhat like just keeping their head above water. So I think it's
Mm,
hard. Everybody agrees that what's going on is amazing, and the last thing that we want to do is stop the momentum, but
yeah.
they're just trying to figure out how to, like, be able to get their stuff done, like,
Mm,
they're not used to coming in
yeah.
outside office hours to get stuff done. Our
Right.
our
Right.
associate doctor is coming in before, like, 6 o'clock every morning. I see the alarm go off, like, get unset because she's, like, trying to catch up on X-rays and stuff. So, I think there's mixed feelings about it, honestly. I love it. I
Yeah.
think it's fantastic. It's what I've always dreamed of, but again, I'm not the one I frankly, I'm not the one doing all the work. I'm not doing
Yeah.
really any of the work. So
You're just saying, you're seeing the numbers of new patients. You're like, okay, my job is done.
yeah. I mean, it is. My office manager said it yesterday because we're struggling with, how do we like motivate our team or find people that are motivated to like to help us more. And she was
Mhm.
like, I mean, you did your job. Like you found us all the new patients. It's like, yeah, all I did was not delete an email.
Yeah. That's so funny. Is there anything else you want to share about your experience as we kind of wrap? Is there anything else you'd want to share about, what your experience was just with another doc that's, considering, hey, should I even check this thing out?
Yeah.
What is this like? That kind of deal.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't take the decision lightly. And I love that y'all do a screening process where your doctors, just like you do with our
Mhm.
patients, because it obviously it is an investment. And so honestly, I would assume that it would work for everybody. I know y'all have great results with it. Sounds like everybody who comes on board. I just know my experience, and I cannot recommend you guys highly enough. And just to encourage the doctor to try it. But I would caution with this, really be if you're willing to try it, you need to be willing to get slammed busy too. Yeah, I mean, for real, like just
Yeah.
to prepare because I think that like you can easily say, I want 30 or 40 or 50 new patients a month, but do you really? Um, and I think too, like I know y'all can scale how you do the ads for people. If ChiroDrunk can bring in 10 or 20 new patients, then they can probably bring in 30 or 40 new patients as well. And so
Mhm.
why stop that? Like that, and
Yeah.
that's where I am. Like I would never tell you guys like, hey, let's not run so much of it. Let's help less people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the things that I would caution doctors as they're checking y'all out, I would think that it's worth just trying. I think the initial
Mhm.
investment is absolutely worth trying and seeing if it works in their area as well. But also be
Mhm.
prepared because it might just work even better than they expect.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. So if you're watching this, all I would say is actually book a time. The worst that happens is we find that's not a fit. The one other thing I'd add in is like be ready to go all in. One thing like want to honor you for a second is you are someone who immediately were like, hey, Jojo, what is the next step? Like, okay, cool. You think that I have a belief that needs to be broken or shifted. Cool. Like walk me through it. Like I've heard about some of these early on conversations and your willingness to just go all into the process and dive in is
Yeah.
amazing because the number of people that are hard to even like there's very little evidence or basis for what people stand on,
Yeah.
but it's like pulling teeth to try and get one belief shift through, and it makes it way slower
Yeah.
and more difficult to actually help people get the results they're looking for.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a ton about you guys. And I think, yeah, I just think it's been so awesome.
Well, and I think too for the doctors that you talk to, like for y'all to know, like we've tried the same thing over and over again. Why would we be stuck in our beliefs that continue to bring us
Yeah.
the same results? Why not? Why not try something different?
Yeah,
And again, too,
for
I think
sure.
y'all make it easy because it's not. It really is something different. The stuff that JoJo is talking to
Mhm.
me about is completely different than anything that I've ever heard. And so
Mm.
it's not like, well, we've tried that before. This is absolutely things that we've
Yeah,
tried. And so if we haven't tried it and we're not liking the results that we're getting with what we have tried,
right.
why not try something else? So
Yeah, totally.
God is good.
God is good. Yes.